Gemini.
So before we start off on your reading here for June, just a little news flash. Those of you on my newsletter have already started to receive the daily Astro podcast, now available to you here on my YouTube channel, along with another new feature, which is your tarot forecasts. Now, the monthly ones will be individually designed for your sun signs. The daily Tarot and Astro podcasts, though, however, are general for all of us, not pertaining to your specific zodiac sign. But the monthly Tarot will be just like the monthly astrological ones, where you can listen to your sun sign. I hope you will enjoy, and I will be posting a link here on the video itself, also in the description down below for easy access for this new feature. Hello Gemini, this is your forecast for June 2015, and we have a fabulous month ahead here for you. All the aspects are coming in a very harmonious way, and I feel that many of you have been working through your situations here in the month of May. But now you're going to see how things are coming together. You've been breaking through, processing, and now we shall see how this is going to reveal itself to you here this month. Now I'll start out with the full moon, which is going to be on June 2nd. It's going to be 11 degrees in Sagittarius, and this is your opposite sign. So it's going to be illuminating that's part of your chart, which for you will be in the area of relationships. So pay attention to how this is going to bring the emotional side up between you and your partner, and it may also just bring some truth into the picture since the moon is in Sagittarius. Rules, truth, honesty, openness, so forth. But it's also the area where Sagittarius brings a lot of happy-go-lucky energy and a great sense of humor. So I'm also seeing here on the new moon, that is the time that we put in our intentions and write our abundance check to ourselves. And for you, this will be here 25 degrees in your sign this month. So happy birthday. It is your birthday month here, Gemini, and this new moon should therefore be extra powerful for you. Also, in this first house, you were accompanied here this month, Gemini, with the Sun, Mercury, and Mars. So this is going to bring even more energy to you and your personality. The first house being your self-expression out towards the world. It's how we project ourselves. So having the Sun there, that's the essence of who you are. Mercury's your ruler, but it's also communication. And then Mars is action, dynamics, and goal orientation. Now, we do have Mercury retrograde here, at least for the first part of the month until that of June 11th. And that being in your first house, it might help you to revisit those things that might need a little retweaking or whatnot. You can come to see how you might alter a certain course, but for the better. I always see that in spite Mercury retrograde sometimes being frustrating as far as like delays and miscommunications that we do see, but the higher octave of this retrograde is so that we can tap back to previous ideas and communications and now get them onto the right course. That is what retrograde is good for, on those positive notes. We have Venus, at least for the first part of the month until that of June 5th, in the sign of Cancer. So we are allowed to nurture those good, harmonious feelings, the loving feelings that we hold, and also giving more love to those close to us that really means a whole lot. And from the 5th, it is going to turn to Leo. So the expression is going to be a little bit more, should I say, outgoing, dynamic, playful, maybe even a little bit more drama-filled as it can be in Leo. However, though, after the 5th and for the rest of this month here, you will come to see that Venus will also be passing over Jupiter, which is going to be a fabulous day. We'll get back to that here once we go through our transits. However, now what I do see here as we're starting off on top of the month, Mars and Jupiter. Mars being your goals, your action, what it is you're plotting towards. It combining itself with Jupiter, well, Jupiter is such a blessing. It expands everything it touches. So right now, you might just come to see how you're going to be moving ahead on a certain project that you might have been working on. Jupiter being in that third house of communication and travel. Some of you might even find yourself traveling here on the 6th, or at least making plans for it. And in that case, it will ensure that you will have a wonderful vacation or road trip, whatever it is for you. Some of you, it may indicate just a short distance trip. Others, it may be long distance. Why? Because that is what Jupiter represents. On the 6th, Venus, love, romance, and money here is trining up with Saturn. And Saturn here is wanting to lock in, secure something, give roots and grounding to your financial situation, but also for your romantic life. Now, Venus is currently transiting in your second house there in the very first week of June. So you will see how this can come to affect your financial situation. Then here it's going to move into that third house. So you might find yourself communicating much more with your partner, significant other, or for others, maybe finding true love, lasting, committed type love, since Saturn is involved. And Saturn can bring old soulmates back into being, karmic relationships as well. And in this case, it should also prove positive. On the 8th, the Sun is then sextiling Jupiter, so that's kind of like giving it even more fuel, more nutrients, should I say. The Sun, that's you. You're being really in a place where you can receive a lot of blessings here. On the 8th, you might hear something coming to you as far as it could be a new relationship, it could be a love declaration, might be a green light for a job, and also could be good news coming from afar. So note the 8th for just a fabulous, great day. And for those of you starting up anything new, well, do it now. Or at least plan for it, should I say, because the energy is great for starting. However, we still must recall that Mercury's retrograde, not the best time to launch a new business, but it's a great time to listen to those things that you want to implement, so that when the retrograde is over and you have a business you want to start, then aim for after the 18th. And then, of course, if you can give it another week or two, nothing would be better, just so we get out of that shadow of Mercury's retrograde. So the best time would be to aim for July and onwards. Now on the 9th, you might just receive some unexpected news. This is Mars and Uranus. Mars being all your physical drive and your energy. I really see you just being so busy in a good way, where your energy is on a very high level. And Uranus wanting to initiate also something new. It could be a fresh new idea pertaining to goals that you're already working with. You could also come to encounter a male person on this day that could come to prove to be very beneficial, supportive for you as you move along. On the 10th, Mercury and Venus are sextile. Another great day for wonderful news. Mercury is really expressive at this point here as far as love and your emotional side. So it would be a nice time for you and your partner to have some deep heart-to-heart, soul-to-soul talks. If there's been things that you've been thinking about here, especially through May, that you were working through, now here, this would be a time to kind of bring it up to light and maybe bring some resolve or conclusions to it. And in that case, I feel that, yes, you are going to receive good feedback and maybe a beautiful acknowledgement on this. Also, on the 10th, the very same day, the Sun and Uranus are sextile. So here we go, more news. I mean, from the 9th to the 10th, things are just bubbling and boiling around you with a lot of current energy that I feel that you deserve, things are coming back to you. It's stuff that you've worked on. Here we go. We're looking at how far you've taken these processes and now actually feeling that you have caught your flow. So you want to really, should I say, embrace and try to embody these energies. Why? Because when we have so much positive going on and we shunt it into the future, it's easier to access it down the road when we recall how wonderful certain energies were. And this is something that you could consciously interact with or draw from in the future. Now on the 14th, we're still in retrograde, but Sun and Mars, they're conjunct, they're doing the dance. And so I'm feeling that there's a male person today that could come and actually, should I say, suggest something. Or maybe you're bringing a suggestion, or maybe you're also bringing some, not foresight, but it could be a vision. Because Mars is in your first house, okay? So there's this interaction here that could open up the doors for you as we progress throughout later into the month and into next month. But pay attention to whatever is coming about here today, because it is the beginning of something new, and this is above and beyond retrograde, because Mercury will do what it will do, but we still have life happening around us and for us and with us. So a powerful day. You might just hear about something that you would like to maybe research a little bit more, that you would want to take action on later. Then we're looking at the 22nd here for you, Gemini, and Jupiter and Uranus. And I love when these two planets come together in this kind of configuration. It doesn't happen that often because Jupiter takes a long time. It takes 12 years around the chart. And we only get to see these aspects as we're having here every 4th year. So you might see now that you're receiving some good kudos, achievement, acknowledgement for something that you initiated 4 years ago. Plus, it's also for you now to look at what the universe is giving you, bestowing upon you this month, and whatever it is now that you're going to be creating as a new foundation, this is where you're going to launch for the next 4 years before you'll definitely see what that has achieved in the long run. But already right now, yes, you will be getting some insights. And not only this here on the 22nd, but this whole week will be showered upon. So it's not just a one-day aspect. It moves so slowly that we will feel it for the whole week. And then Venus is going to come in and trine Uranus too. So that's a second blessing coming upon that first one, and probably pretty much in the very same areas for you. So, and for you, it will be, Uranus is in your 11th house. So I'm feeling it could come from some group, organization. It could be from a circle of friends or some affiliates that you have that might just be the supporters coming in now, where you can see that you can bring out great news. And since it's your 3rd house, maybe some of you are going to be giving an important speech, bring out some presentation. Teaching is also within this area. Whatever the deal is for you, could be writing, maybe it's a lancing of a book, then do know that this is such a beautiful time for you. You so deserve it, Gemini, because you've worked really, really hard. Now after the 24th, Mars is going to move out of Cancer, where it has been now for a while, which is your 1st house. This is where you've been focusing all your high active energy within your personality. So you should see that money should start picking up here as a result, as it moves into your 2nd house and into the sign of Cancer. So I see that this will allow you to nurture your financial situation, look at it, crunch numbers, so to speak. And in that, I see how you're computing. And maybe this will also be results now coming to you for the work and the effort you've done earlier. You still have that Neptune in the 10th house for your career. And so many of you are starting to really listen, tune into your higher inspiration and allowing yourselves to be guided here intuitively as you chart along through your career field. So this is exciting. Right now too, Saturn has moved into 0 degrees of Sagittarius, which is the 7th house cusp. So there is that where you're looking at your relationships, or should I say one-on-one partnerships. And there might be a serious note coming in here where you can negotiate and discuss and feel that things may work a little bit more harmoniously between you as you are adjusting right now things that you actually started out there in December. So we're back to that, looking at it, and how is it working for you, Gemini? That's the big question. If it's working well, then Saturn has been doing its job well. And if not, if you're still feeling that you need to tweak a little bit, that is what the retrograde is doing for you for Saturn here in this very area. Okay, so make sure you make the most and the best out of it. So that's what we have here for you now in June. I wish you a very beautiful month. Enjoy all of these fantastic aspects for you, and I'll see you again next month.